Hey guys, Veltro here, and today we are taking a look at the Lam Zoom IX. I've got it right here. Black Edition or maybe charcoal, I don't actually remember. This mouse is very similar to the Logitech GPX Superlight V1. That's the version I own, so I can't speak for the V2. I'll throw up a comparison someone did. They 3D scanned both, and the shapes are nearly identical. All the measurements are within a millimeter or so. That said, it's not a clone, not just some cheap knockoff. I know a lot of people outside of the enthusiast scene probably haven't heard of Lamzu, but you can feel the difference in quality. I think it was Optimum Tech who said when designing the Zero mouse, every tiny tweak to the shape made a massive difference. And I agree, it's subtle but meaningful. Let's talk about the shape and grip. So, this mouse is very reminiscent of the GPX, but one of the main differences from the GPX is that it flares out more at the base. I'll show it on camera, though I doubt it's super visible. So yeah, back to the review. The clicks feel awesome. Here's a quick sound test. Side buttons, honestly some of the best I've ever used. Super satisfying, and compared to my GPX one, which has super mushy side buttons with a ton of pre-travel, this is a massive step up. I've also got a WL mouse, Beast X Mini. It's not really comparable, but it is worth mentioning. That mouse is more suited for claw or fingertip than the Maya. The Maya is super palm focused. You could fingertip it if you've got big hands. Mine are about 19.5 by 11 to 12 centimeters, and it fits perfectly for palm. Unless you've got mammoth hands, I wouldn't recommend fingertip with this shape. By mammoth hands, I mean 19.5 by 11 to 12. I don't think they're that big. But yeah, if you've got any smaller hands than that, fingertip grip is probably going to be uncomfortable. Yeah, that's how big a gap I've got there, and I've got reasonably large hands. If you fingertip the GPX as well, then it will be fine. It's running the PAW3950 sensor. Yes, I double checked that, which is great. But to be honest, unless you're upgrading from something ancient, you won't notice a huge difference. It does support 8K polling, but battery life takes a hit if you use that. And personally, I think 8K is a bit of a gimmick. So I've just been using 2K or 4K. The battery lasts fine that way, and I charge every 2 to 3 days. Let's talk about the feet and pad compatibility. The stock feet, they're okay. On my Skypad or Wallhack now, the SB004, they don't glide well. They're really scratchy, but that's kind of expected. Most people aren't using glass pads anyway, so I think that's fair. The dongle is tiny, which is great, especially compared to the WL Beast X Mini. That has a chunky 4K dongle. Look at how big that thing is. So having a small receiver is a nice touch. It comes with a paracord cable, which is actually plugged in at the moment, so I can't show very well, which is angled as well, so that the cable stays up off the mousepad, which is nice. The paracord cable, it's okay, but it's not amazing. It's usable and it does lie flat, which is good. But if you plan to play wide for some reason, just know the cable is pretty average for that use case. Alright, let's talk about the software real quick. It's web-based, which is kind of unique, similar to the Wootings. You don't need to download any bulky programs or deal with constant background processes. You just go to the site, plug your mouse in. I had no problems whatsoever. It recognized straight away. Super easy. You can adjust the debounce time, polling rate, DPI stages, lift-off distance. All the essentials are there. I've got mine set to 4K Hertz, haven't had any issues. There's also basic macro support and button remapping if you need it. Firmware updates are handled through the site too, so it's worth checking in now and then to stay up to date. Overall, it's simple, lightweight, and works as expected. Let's talk about the dust seal. Now, it's a cool idea. They included one that sits on the little chamfered lip on the bottom, but honestly, it was executed sort of poorly. I don't have mine on at the moment, that's why you couldn't see it, by the way. It was executed poorly. I tried fitting mine for ages, trying to get it perfect, and I ended up getting it relatively well lined up. But then when I used the mouse with the dust seal, I could just feel a bunch of friction build up from that actual plastic rubbing against the glass. I think it would be the same for cloth as well. I didn't try it although. So that got thrown in the bin for me. Now I'm not sure how much that's going to affect the longevity of the mouse. My previous mouse, which is a WL Beast X Mini, this one started playing up, and I believe it's probably because just dust on the PCB. Now, for the Minecraft players out there, debounce time is adjustable, as I've already mentioned earlier, and you can drag click as well. I'm not great at it, but it does work, as you can see. Scroll wheel. Now, a quick weird thing, the scroll wheel on mine is translucent. Not sure why, because on the side it clearly looks solid black. No clue if mine's just a weird batch or what. Doesn't feel like a clone and it's from a reputable seller, but yeah, if you have a Maya X with a translucent scroll wheel, please do let me know. That aside, the scroll wheel itself feels great. It's super tactile, grippy. Like, this is one of the best rubberized scroll wheels I've felt. And it's defined. Now, in conclusion, I'd give the Maya X an 8 out of 10. There is room to improve, but realistically, it is just personal preference as well. Finding the perfect shape for your hand is going to be different for every person. Overall, this is a super safe shape though, and I think 80% of people are going to really enjoy this shape. It's being as similar as it is to the GPX, which is loved by tons of people. I believe this is well suited for most palm grip and fingertip users. Hand size does matter a little bit, so if you want to measure your hand size, there's a website, I think it's Rocket Jump Ninja, and you can input your hand size on there, your grip type, and then it will recommend a mouse for that. Now, this is my first video, so if you guys want to see more reviews, let me know. I've been thinking about picking up the Steelcase Jester Share and that new 500Hz monitor. If you want to see reviews on those or anything else, drop a comment. Also, let me know what mouse you're using right now and if you're planning to upgrade. Thanks for watching.